Welcome back. This is the Weekend Report. I'm Master Poswa. Tomorrow, the 5th of October, marks the UNESCO-recognized World Teachers' Day and is a fitting time to look at a report by the Northwest University School of Social Work. Now, the report looks at the mental and emotional strain experienced by teachers in South African schools. It found that an increasing number of teachers are susceptible to mental and emotional stress due to their workloads, due to classroom overcrowding and lack of infrastructure, which makes their jobs extremely difficult. Now, for more on the report, we speak to social worker, senior lecturer at Northwest University, Dr. Marelize Vergottini. Doctor, good morning and welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Good morning, Masichaba. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So first and foremost, let's start here. When you're alone with your research data, conducting interviews with teachers, and what moment made you realize that it wasn't just about workplace stress anymore, but about an actual crisis?
So maybe I can just say this. So my field is school social work, and that's where I come from. So as a school social worker, and I'm lecturing in that, we're also starting a master's degree in school social work. We realize how important it is to give support to teachers because they are totally burnt out. And, and they need support. They need professional support. And that is basically how I get to my information because I'm on the ground working with teachers. I'm on the ground getting the information directly from them while I train them and while I support them.
Sure. Now, you've stated that the mental and emotional strain can no longer be ignored. Can you walk us through what ignoring it has actually looked like up until now? Who's been looking away? And what have been the consequences of that avoidance?
So I think it's important to understand that you always need to listen to the voice of people. And I think that's what's been happening. They have so much administrative work to do. They really need to focus on training or working on the students sitting in front of them. And, they have all of these tasks coming from above. And, teaching is a passion. It's like social work. So now you sit there with the learners in front of you. This is what you really want to do. But you have all of these tasks put on you extra. And we sit with inclusive education as well, which means that you don't only have the children that you want to teach. You sit with a child in front of you with psychosocial issues, with barriers to learning, coming from homes where there's violence. We know all the trauma that's happening in South Africa. So now you sit with a child in front of you or a classroom, overcrowded. I'm sorry if I'm jumping, but there's just so much to say.
Sure.
Overcrowded classrooms. And, you sit there, you're one person. We don't have assistants in our classrooms. You sit with 50 to 70 children in a classroom where you as a teacher have to deal with not only the teaching, but with the mental health of this child as well, sitting in front of you crying because, there was violence at home, or maybe the child was exposed to violence, on the way to school. So I just think that we should hear their voices and get more in touch with what they are saying, what they're experiencing, and what they think the solution is. And
That's a lot.
Just putting more on them,
And you mentioned that, being a teacher is almost like being a social worker, but teachers are expected to be social workers, but they're also expected to be counselors, parent figures, educators, all at once. So when did that expectation become normalized, and what has it cost the profession?
So I think it's important to understand that if you are a teacher, like you say, all the roles that's been put on you, the moment when you don't fulfill the role that people expect of you, even though you're not trying to do that, they point fingers at you. So now, for example, if you suspect abuse, as a teacher, you're supposed to report that. That's mandated, legally mandated. Now the teacher sits there in this overcrowded classroom, hearing of a suspicion of abuse and thinking, what now? I don't want to get into trouble. Maybe this is not the right thing. I need to investigate, but I don't have time. I don't want to get into trouble, so let me just leave this. So then 2 years later, fingers are pointing at them. Why didn't you report the abuse? Because it continued. The Devon Nell case, for example, that we all know happened recently. So I just think, it's not fair to them. We need to give them support. We need to train them. And they are not social workers. They don't know the Child Care Act. They don't know Domestic Violence Act. They don't know the Sexual Offences Act. So how on earth can we expect of them to do something that they're not trying to deal with?
Yeah, let's expand on that. Now, from your research, what do teachers themselves say they need? Not what policymakers think they need. What do the teachers actually ask for?
Well, I think first of all, they need support. They need to know that if I talk about something, I will be listened to. They need resources. They need assistance. They need training. They need to understand that I'm valued. And I think one of the things that I really struggle with is we talk about salaries, and I think our teachers are not valued enough within what they do. And I don't know about what you know when you grew up, but a teacher is not only there in your classroom. The teacher is also there after hours doing extramurals with you. So a teacher really builds into your life as a child. But they need to know that they will be listened to. They can't just sit there and everything is expected of them and they are not listened to at all.
Now, Dr. Vergottini, before we let you go, tomorrow is World Teachers' Day. If you could speak directly to every teacher in South Africa right now, not as a researcher, but as someone who truly sees them, who hears them, what would you say?
Well, I think everyone that knows me know that I have a passion and a heart for teachers. I know what they bring into the classroom. I've worked with them. And, Rita Pearson said that every child needs a champion, and the teachers are champions. And I want to say to you, every teacher out there, do what you do. Continue the hard work. And, you are valued, and people do see you. And the children, they know what you invest in them.